Om, 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 Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Brahma Mirastiparam Takare, Banu Shashi Bami Satel, Buddha Shah Guru Shah Shukra, Shani Rahu Keteva, Sarve Graha Shanti Kara Bhavantu, Om Gurave Namaha. Greetings. I'm Cosmic Kev and welcome to Cosmic Kev 100. This is your weekly astro video zine. And I just want to thank you for all your comments, NM out there. Appreciate you. Thank you. And to Shant, regular with comments. And the person who asked about Rahu last week, it's here. North Node is here. And somebody asked me for remedies. We're going to be getting into that. So, this is for January 17th, 2025, and going through about January 24th, 23rd. So what do we have here? Well, we're looking at the moon being in the constellation of Leo. And the part of Leo that the moon is in today is a lunar mansion known as Purva Falguni. Purva Falguni is ruled by Venus. It's Friday. It's a Venus day, folks. So there's this immense feeling of love and wanting to entertain, wanting to have a good time, wanting to help others have a good time. That's all part of this equation that we're working with here. Now, what other things could be said about this? Besides it being a Venus-ruled nakshatra, it's also ruled by Baba, considered to be the god of wealth, helping women with fertility issues, getting pregnant. So it's like, it's a blessing. And I know we live in a time where, there's places where there's a lot of population density and humans can make a pretty harsh impact on the world, but it's mostly how you live, and there's ways of reducing your consumption and being in harmony with nature in ways that we can welcome life. And welcoming life is what it's all about, folks, and that's what. Now, in Western astrology, which is what most of this forecast is about, your common tropical astrology, moon's in Virgo. Virgo's about perfectionism. It's perfecting things. And even though the sun in the sidereal zodiac constellation of Capricorn, we're now in Western astrology in the sun is considered to be in the seasonal sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius' key phrase is I know. So this is about knowledge and distributing knowledge. And when does the sun actually go into Aquarius? Well, it's still in Capricorn in both systems right now, actually. And we've got the sun moving into Aquarius. I believe it's on the 19th at high noon. So Sunday at high noon, the 19th, the sun goes into Aquarius, and we'll be there. It'll be conjoining Pluto. So we're entering the season sort of like with transformation on our minds, that change is coming, and it's changes in the human social experience and in electronics and energy as well, because these are the things that Aquarius rules, and how we use water. So we're going to see some changes, and some will probably be positive, some will probably be not as welcoming, and But I just want to welcome you and to this horoscope as I go sign by sign in the Western Zodiac. And I want to encourage you to subscribe, share with this. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I think we're getting closer there. I think we're getting close to 950 right now. So thank you, people who've shared my videos and who've subscribed. I really appreciate you helping me and helping other people understand astrology from a different take, from my own unique take of. I guess I'm going on 43 years of study now. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, with that said, I just say, God, grant me wisdom in what I share with people today, and let it be a blessing to them and help them navigate their week. Amen. Aho. Greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. So, one of the things is there's this whole 12th house thing going on with Venus and Neptune and Saturn all conjoining each other. So, 12th house is kind of like the house of loss. It's also known as the house of karma. It's also the house of an ashram and a spiritual retreat. And it's letting go. So what things do we need to let go of? Well, we have to let go of maybe what our perception of love is. What's on our heart, and having had a series of long-term relationships that ended up breaking up, I'm certainly familiar with what heartache can feel like. And I offer immense empathy and compassion if that's what you're going through. And, people also die. They leave us. To love is ultimately, you're going to feel pain. Now, we've also have Saturn, and Saturn's close to Venus. They're friends, and Saturn deals with limits. Now, Saturn in the 12th house is really not that bad because it's a karaka, it's an activator of the 12th house. And so Saturn's like, yeah, get rid of stuff. Get it down to simplicity. Serve others, help others, honor old people, honor people with disabilities, help people. That is, really what Saturn wants you to do, and be able to do without. So things are clear. Now, you look at the Saturn ruled signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. What happens in the northern hemisphere to deciduous trees? They lose their leaves, folks. There's a major clearing and nakedness. And so you see things. And now we've got Neptune there in the 12th house. That really kind of activates Neptune better in Pisces. It's like, what's your spiritual purpose? And the other thing about this is that Neptune is in Pisces in both the sidereal system and the Western tropical system. And so having a spiritual life, even singing a song like What a Friend We Have in Jesus, things like that. Whatever kind of mantra you do, or the Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, it can help, These things really help alleviate at times. And, and even I love the prayer in Sanskrit to the feminine aspect of God. Om Shri Mate Namaha. That seems to really help and really get into those heart issues. And so, anyhow, everything's working on your spiritual life, Aries. And, Mars is debilitated right now in Cancer. And it's going to go into sidereal Gemini, but it's going to be in Cancer for a while. And so, it's sort of like, it's harder to be motivated. And I think, and because Mars is retrograde too, it's like, you have to work on your inner self. Mars retrograde is really the sign of a yogi. And so there's a lot of vulnerability here for you right now. A lot of sensitivity and a lot of emotion. And it's important that you honor that as we go through the week. I know that was a lot, and probably no one else is going to get as much as Aries, because Aries sets up the whole thing, really, it goes that way. So greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. Your Venus ruled. Venus, Saturn, Neptune, all in the 11th house. So your social life is getting activated. Aquarius, season. You know, we're going from Capricorn to Aquarius. Capricorn's about your father. It's about higher wisdom. It's about teachers. And then Sunday afternoon, it's about your career. It's about getting things ready. What are your talents and skills that you share with the world? This is where you shine, and how you're going to change things for the better during this period. Starting Friday, part of Saturday, moon in that fifth house. It's like immense love, you know, being in your heart, loving others. It's not so bad. I mean, Aquarius is challenging, you know, because it's like you're both fixed signs, and Taurus is probably the most fixed because it's about the earth, and Aquarius in some ways is the least fixed because it's ruled by air. You know, even though it's a bear of water, it is by no means a water sign. It can have a very cold and distant approach to things. But I also know some Aquarians are some of the most loving, welcoming people you'd ever want to see, you know, and it has sort of a shared aspect with its opposite sign, Leo. One's dealing with the will, Leo. Aquarius deals with knowledge, I know. Okay, and yeah, Uranus keeps stirring things up for Taurus. So here we go to Gemini. You know, Jupiter in the first house. It's been a really heady, expansive year for you, and we're moving into this other place. You know, this is the last full on week of Year of the Dragon too. You know, Year of the Wood Dragon. We're going to move into Wood Snake in another week and a half on the 29th with the new moon. So we're kind of letting things go. You know, it's a really good time to sort of take a review of what went down. And I imagine, you know, come Sunday, you'll be feeling better with the moon and moving to your fifth house. You know, there's going to be this upliftment. Sun moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius. It's going to allow you to get out of some of that deep transformation that's pretty rough and being somewhat disempowered to just a place of just humility, knowledge, spiritual seeking, and trying out some new things, maybe even traveling a little bit over the next 4.5 weeks. Well, hello, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. Do you ever get mad at yourself? You feel like, gosh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have let that person in my life. I shouldn't have... you know, this is a time where you're going to go through a lot of transformation. Now, partnership, you know, the 7th house, moving it into the 8th house with the sun. We're going from a place of partnership and trying to be diplomatic. I consider the 7th house actually the eye of the hurricane. And it can be a peacemaking place, but also can be kind of like death. It's like the sun setting, you know. It's like, oh, not that, you know. But at the same time, you know, the 8th house is about letting other people help you, you know, asking for help when you need it. This could be a really hard time, and your energy somewhat internalized. And what we say about Mars retrograde in the yogic sciences and in Vedic astrology and Jyotish is that it makes a good yogi, is because you're working on your inner self. It's like, what things about me can I do to make myself function better? And a lot of it is being gentle and compassionate with yourself when you're doing not the right thing, and then extending that compassion to others when they're not doing the right thing. Now, this is very contrary to how the world operates. Most people are like, well, I'm going to blame Gavin Newsom for those fires, you know. It's like, okay, I get it. He looks like the Joker. It doesn't seem like California's really improved itself, even though, like I said, when I was a kid, it was only like 4% sales tax. Now it's like 8. Some cities, it's almost 10, and you're just like taxed to death, and yet there's graffiti, homelessness, housing's not affordable for the average person. It's really kind of stinks compared to like this opulent economy of the 60s where it was inexpensive to live, it was affordable, and there was just such a celebration of creativity and exploration in California. It's just like amazing. And it's like, it would be nice if we could get back to that. And I think a lot of it too is returning to things that are good, loving your family, creating family, honoring your father, being kind to your mother, not taking on more than you need to, simplifying things. Grow your own food. California is great for growing your own food. And I see this attack on eggs and raw dairy because of bird flu and things like this, and it's like, really? So you want to create test tube people? You want everybody eating things that are just crap? Oh, but science. First of all, Cancer, science is not a god, and believe me, it'd be a pretty fickle god because our information of science changes every day. So that's what you're saying. It's weird, like somebody had said this, that our movement away from religion to be smart, we still have the vestiges and the baggages of guilt tripping people, of judgment. All the things we don't want are also encased within atheism. And let's look at the atheist states, okay? I know they hate it when I say this. The atheists hate it when I bring this up. North Korea, folks, you want to go there? People's Republic of China, how does that look to you? Think of the Soviet Union between the 1920s, 40s. Not a very good thing. And whenever we elevate man as God or someone else to be the highest that isn't, we end up having the fall. We end up in the fall. And the divine intelligence, what's making the seeds grow, it's what's making the buds start to swell up right now. And if we just are in alignment with that and say, hey, I'm grateful for this, rather than, I'm going to fight this, I just hate the fact that winter is cold, and I'm going, Some things are better not to change, I suppose. Greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. It's probably the most strong-willed sign of the zodiac, although most of them are sidereal cancers. So there is also what I see in Leo because of the sidereal cancer natures. A lot of them are good at many different things. Just like the moon going through every sign of the zodiac in a month. Now, relationship-wise. That's what Aquarius season is going to bring on in transforming the way you look at relationships. And I think one of the best ways to get in a relationship is to support other people that are in relationships. I really appreciate the relationship you have. I'm so glad you people have found each other. That kind of attitude helps inspire better relationships with you. Same thing with people that are wealthy, rather than being jealous of the wealthy. Oh, it's capitalism's a problem. That's why we're all in this. It's because of wealthy people. Well, selfishness and wealth are two different things. You can be wealthy and be incredibly generous, and you can create systems that bless people immensely. So I say try not to get too caught up in your ideology, and that goes for me too. I believe in this yoga stuff, this Buddhist stuff, the Jesus words, the Judaism, and those principles that probably definitely was the foundation of Jesus and inspired him, and they're still true today. But it's like, and there's more. I have friends that are Muslim, and their perception of the relationship with the divine is a little bit different. But ultimately, they want to do less harm. They want more good. They want more truth. They want more compassion. They want to give. And that's where we have this meeting ground. Even, a lot of my agnostic atheist friends, we want to do better. And so let's continue to do better. You're going through a lot of transformation, Leo. I'd like to say this is going to be the easiest time of your life. But alas, I would not be telling the truth. Well, greetings, Virgo. This is a sign that tends to be a pain in the ass for telling the truth, but that's okay. So what I see is like a lot of relationship issues for Virgo. Friday looks actually wonderful for you, and we're still in the tail end of Capricorn season, and this is elevating your heart. This is helping you open up your heart. This is helping you be good with your children, if you have children, grandchildren, pets, living beings that you kind of mentor, that you kind of teach, and experiences for travel and teaching are also enhanced here. We're going into Aquarius season. This is hard work, and this is actually the sign of the zodiac that kind of makes you more Virgo than thou, because it transits your sixth house. Sixth house is health issues, so staying healthy. That means probably number one, avoiding sugar or having very moderate intake of sugar. Number two, maybe this should be number one, is not doing seed oils. Not doing too many grains. Grains have a lot of omega-6s, things that cause inflammation, avoiding inflammation. So eating lots of fruits and vegetables, that's the standard. Real, living, non-processed food. That's going to get you through. And you know what? Pluto there in the sixth, I get this feeling that you can make some positive transformations of your health. Sometimes it's hard, done a lot of harder physical things over the last week and 8 days, and it kind of exhausted me. But then I was noticing, yesterday and today, actually I'm getting a little more energy now. I pushed it a little bit, and there are benefits to this. But you have to take recovery days, and especially if you're over 40, be gentle on yourself. You work out really hard, you might need 2 days where you don't do anything for a bit, other than walk and do some stretching and take some hot Epsom salt baths, things like that. Okay, greetings Libra, welcome to your horoscope. The verse from scriptures, one of Jesus' teachings comes to mind for Libra this week, and it's like, don't look for the speck in your brother's eye when there's a beam in your own. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so harsh. But I think our own cultures, our own personal situation often blinds us to whatever obstacles other people are going through. I had someone in my life that was, presenting an obstacle that she was going through, and this isn't, my partner or anything like that, but it was like done in such a way that it was extremely blamey, it was very assuming, it was super guilt tripping, and I think this person felt like she was a great leader for expressing this, that this was somehow going to move her situation forward. But actually, when you do stuff like that, you're actually taking other people's bad karma on you. How could I help this person do better? I think that's a little different. How can I motivate them in a positive way to do better? And it's a lot of relationship stuff. I mean, Sun moving into Aquarius is going to be great for Libra. You're going to, open up your heart. You're going to feel more elevated. There are things that are beyond your control with Uranus in the 8th, and you got some health issues to work on with Saturn, Neptune, and Venus in the 6th house. And, dress nice, wear things that make you feel good, I mean, even I'll say the term sexy, not to be so much of a seducer, but something that brings you confidence, in a way that's not trying to lead people down the wrong path. Oh yeah, and Moon will be in your 1st house, Sunday, Monday, a little bit of Tuesday. Greetings Scorpio, welcome to your horoscope. So for you, we're going to see the Moon in your 1st house on Tuesday through Thursday. So, those are powerful days. I'd imagine especially Tuesday, because that's the first day that happens. Also fertile day for planting root crops and stuff. Really good day. And so there's a really interesting balance of introspection here. Your creative mojo is actually at this amazing surge with Venus in the 5th house. And even Saturn and Neptune. Your imagination is flourishing, and Saturn's going to help you discipline and do the concrete things, to paint that picture, to write that song, to design that choreography, to write that story, to do whatever you need to do. And Aquarius time is also a little more of an introspect time for Scorpio. It's like, gosh, I just kind of want to stay home. And you're making transformation in your home. You're making transformation in your perception of what family is. And Mars in Cancer in the 11th house, it's like, okay, you want to be social, but it's hard to know how you fit in and where you fit in. All right. So, greetings, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. Expanding love, expanding the ability to have a better career, a better kind of partnership. That doesn't mean switching partners. It can mean that you're working with what you got to make it better with each other. Those are the things. When we can repair what we have, we're not wasting as much. Any of us that grew up in the 70s or 80s, these were like the decades when we got used to TV dinners, fast food, disposable things, disposable relationships. Whereas before that, there was a little more, let's repair what's broken. Let's build things with quality. And now it's sort of like a Pac-Man consumer fest, you know. And that's really hard on the planet, and it's really hard on us because it puts us in a less secure situation. Now, of course, nothing's permanent, but at the same time, designing things to not last just creates a lot of extra work and inefficiency. So I think like one of the things is getting right in your soul, you know, fixing your home, fixing family issues, and realizing that, you know, your kids might be having some kind of problems, or they're dealing with shadowy people at their school and they need some good help. And, you know, this weekend you're kind of showing your performance. Maybe Sunday you might want to socialize, Sunday, Monday. But it's an intense time for you. And most of you are, you know, sidereal Scorpios anyhow. And so, you know, you're curious about the magic and stuff. You know, God lives in the praises of his people. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Find things that are uplifting. Be attracted to those and move towards that, rather than wasting your time on what's bad and warning people and all this. You know, had somebody say, you know, when you respect other religions, that's a sin. I thought, well, where's God in this? Okay, where's God in this? You know, Jesus did respect people with different traditions and beliefs. I mean, he might have had some corrections and said things, but he was like, well, you know, this is what's working. I see this working and I see this not working. And that's a little better than to just throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope. So this is it. This is your last weekend, Sunday afternoon. Aquarius takes the realms. And so your focus is going to be less about you personally, more about economic stability, money, and changing the way you work with money. Anything involving siblings, with the third house really active. Your communication is also going to come more into focus this week. And you've got some creative surprises to share. And really, you're really wanting to work on peace more. You're wanting to work on helping others too. Jupiter in the 6th house, it's like, how can I expand good health? How can I make things better? And I think overall you're looking at a fun, fantastic weekend, and there'll be some kind of cosmic relief, and just helping family is going to be good for you as well. Now, Aquarius, welcome to your horoscope. You know, and hey, happy birthday to those of you Aquarians having birthdays this week. I want you to know I appreciate you. My friend Camille, who I work with, I think she's having a birthday. I think she's turning 33. Maybe on the 20th. My friend Janine is having a birthday on the 23rd. Naftali Bliss over in New York, she's having a birthday as well. And I think that's this week. That might be the 21st. And there's some others. And I just want you to know that I just appreciate you, and I want you to invite more life in your life. And know that the gloom and doom is over. Jupiter in the 5th house. You're learning more, you're seeing more, you're doing more. Mars in the, be it retrograde in the 6th house, it's like, yeah, you know, get on your mat, do your yoga, do your exercises, your Pilates, your swimming, your running, your weight training, whatever it is that's helping you. Do it, you know, make those changes. And you've got some great insights to share. You've got some pretty wild dreams. Good time for a dream journal. All right, greetings Pisces and welcome to your horoscope. So, you know, Capricorn time has been pretty rich as far as social life goes, and you've got young friends that are kind of inspiring you in some ways. But you've got kind of like a lot on your plate. You've got responsibility with Saturn, and you've got imagination and spiritual faith with Neptune. And you have the sense of love and creativity with Venus. All this in the 1st house. At the same time, it's sort of like you're entering into a season of loss with the Sun and Pluto in your 12th house. So there's a sort of like letting go and releasing for the next 4.5 weeks so you can build something better and new. And, you know, I've told people a lot of advice. Don't start anything really new until this new moon on January 29th. Just allow things to kind of settle. We've got, and, you know, this is going to be a really tricky year, folks. And for those of you who are, gosh, any sign, wherever, you know, I think a lot of planets are going to move over to sidereal Pisces towards the end of March and stuff, and then, you know, and it's just going to be a lot of deepening and a lot of endings and a lot of changes that people are going to have to look at, and so we have to prepare ourselves for that. This looks like a romantic, fun, cool weekend for you. Good time if you have male children. You're helping them, you're encouraging them, you're watching them, and nothing. Don't. In my weakness, his strength is made perfect. I mean, cast all your cares on him because he cares for you. That's the thing about God. And my teacher, who taught me Vedic astrology, Camilla Sutton, she always said to me, you know what? God loves to help people when they're in trouble, and we always want to return to that path of devotion and that path of love. Because otherwise, who's to guide us? And thank you for your comments. I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, to subscribe, to share, to bless others, because I want to bless you. Peace. Om Shanti 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 Om Tat Sat.